Will I ever love again? I'm 62. I've had big loves and big disappointments. I want that heart-stopping love again, but recently read that is a red flag. And that lasting love steeps and red-hot love blinds us. Well, there's a lot of good juicy nuggets in the question itself. I want that heart-stopping love again. And the first thing that comes to mind is that heart-stopping love is within you. And I know you know that. So what if we just took every stranger that passed our screen, like we're out walking, and we took every stranger and we just projected that idea of heart-stopping love. I'm not saying like romantic love and like you're, trying to pick people up on the street. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that what if we were like, wow, that person just exudes love and light, and that's so exciting, and you kind of like feel into. Use one of your big love examples. Remember one of those people that popped into your life unexpectedly. You're just going along and then all of a sudden, boom. And so if you do that with other people and just without the expectation that there's going to be any romance or that they're going to respond in the same way, you will energetically be feeling within yourself that big love, and you're going to be pushing it out there to the people around you and next to you. And what that does, as you know, puts out that little like kind of butterfly effect of energy to where, yeah, it's impossible for goodness to not come back to you. Maybe it's not in the very next person, or maybe it's not in the next 5 minutes. Maybe everybody walking around you is grumpy. I don't know. But you know where you are and the energy that you're putting out there in a super gentle, fun, and kind and loving way. And you're going to attract people back. Today's Sunday. Oprah had Super Soul Sunday. So why don't we use our own, Super Soul Sundays and go out and really just let our heart light shine out there and see what comes back, just for fun. And if at the end of the day, nothing comes back, nobody smiled back at you, which I almost would find impossible, depending on where you're at, then just feel into the fun of the interactions that you had, that, hey, I got one more person to smile, or hey, I actually approached someone and talked to a stranger because I smiled, I threw my light, made them smile, and we started talking, and I wouldn't normally have talked to that person, right? So don't do it to a level that it's exhausting. I'm not saying that. You don't have to go be like super energizer bunny socializer. I'm just saying, like, put it out there and ask for it to come back on a similar vibration. And also, if you do get like some more negative things that are happening, then that could be a sign that there's something bubbling up within you that you are asking them to reflect back to you, right? So if you're getting a lot of grump, or you're getting a lot of negativity or not receptivity, then that could be the universe showing you that, hey, maybe there's a receptivity level within you that you want to work on. So just use the external world as a screen. It's like you're watching your own movie, you're creating your own movie, and just see what comes back to you without the expectation that by the end of the day, you're going to be madly, deeply in love with someone. I know it's happened. It's happened to me. It's happened probably to you. But that's not what we need. So kind of to that next part of your question slash comment was, I want that heart-stopping love, but recently read that is a red flag. I don't know that we have to deem anything as a red flag. I would say that that does potentially mean that there is a wound that you're connected to. It kind of goes back to the first question that we were on today, that oftentimes that red hot chemistry, really does attract us based on wounds, and or someone else really has another agenda that they are wanting to pull you in and suck off of you. So just be careful and cognizant of that. But I do think when we meet people that have a similar template that could be our divine complement, we can have that like boom knowingness and that feeling of like, this person feels like home. I think where it can go wrong in the red hot part is when we jump into intimacy and we get entangled on each other's life cords before we've explored, like, well, what kind of home is this? Is this, our real, like, higher vibrational self spiritual home with this person? Or is this our, ooh, that's a sticky, icky wound that I need to blow up? And it's okay either way. It's totally fine. It's just that I think we want to just go into these with a little bit more awareness now that we have expanded our consciousness and we are stepping into the ascension. And we don't really need to find ourselves in these relationships that spin us around and derail us from ascending and bringing in more light. We can, and we can learn the lesson the long, hard way. I just think that we don't have to anymore. Like, that's not where we're at anymore. We're like, yep, thank you, got it, move on, right? So yeah, the slow, how did you say it? The lasting love steeps, and the red hot love blinds us. The lasting love, it does steep in the sense of, I think we grow to be, really closer to someone because we become more and more vulnerable and we're able to be seen. But I don't think it has to steep, in a year's time, right? Like, tea takes 2 to 3 minutes. So we have to be careful how we use that word steeps. I think it really means that we want to, just go slowly and savor each moment. And as women, oftentimes, and this is a general sweeping statement, but as women, a lot of times we want to be like, is this my guy? Is this the one? Like, because we want to have more, oftentimes, women, not always, but oftentimes want to have that more meaningful relationship that means something and that is there to stay and to last. And so that's the steeping part, is really just having fun in the journey of finding out. And men love it when women want to have fun, but that doesn't mean we have to jump into bed to have fun either, right? So we just have to use that real sexual chemistry with someone that we may have initially as a way to open our hearts and to really drop in, to be really in tune with our bodies and how they make us feel, but not necessarily that we immediately act on it and jump into some deep conversations quickly. Like, hey, I am really feeling this connection with you. I don't want to jump into this, into the sexual energy in a sexually intimate way quite yet, because I really want to just feel into, like, what is it? Is it that we're, long lost soulmates from another lifetime? Is it that we are attracted based on a wound? Like, let's talk about it. And if that person doesn't want to talk about it, then that person's probably the one that's trying to blind you to get something that they need to heal their wound, and it may not be in the most graceful way for you. So I know you have that level of discernment to feel into that and to really just look at relationships from a much higher level of consciousness, where we are not wasting time. I guess I just gonna say it. We just don't want to waste any more time. I am always so appreciative of all the questions that you ask. Please go to bethbell.me. There's so much happening over there. Lots of new stuff being launched. You can ask more questions. There is the Awaken Inner Wisdom community membership coming. It may already be there if you're watching this on replay. Please come to bethbell.me. The Awakening Healing Handbook, Psychedelics Resource Guide, Herpes Handbook, so many resources, the Angels, Herpes, and Psychedelics book if you haven't read it. I would love to share more stories with you, more insights, more wisdom, and I can't wait to see you next week. Please join me 11:11 Sunday mornings. All right, until then, wishing you much bliss and love.